So we're in Raleigh, my hometown, and it's exciting. So I'm gonna take a little walk, and and the walk is obviously not gonna show you the town, but interesting fact is that um, many of my YouTube videos are recorded here in this city. My company is based here. And the Secretary of State's office is here where I incorporated my company. It is the capital of North Carolina, and it's a great city of Oaks. I went to school here, my family is here, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But we're gonna take a little walk, and it's not gonna show you much, but again, we are in Raleigh. So, oh wow, my bank is next door. There used to be a First Citizens there next door, and the Greyhound used to be downtown, but now it's in Capitol Boulevard, which is like maybe 2 miles from downtown. And you will see like a change in clothes, change in wardrobe for me. My mom is bringing me clothes despite the fact that it's about to be 3 o'clock in the morning soon. So across the street, I think there's a shelter. It's called the Center for Hope by Salvation Army. I've never been to that particular one. I know there's one downtown as well on Wilmington Street, but downtown is that way to the left. There's a big car lot right there, and there used to be a flea market. I may, in another one of my videos, because I have over 1,300 clips, have passed this area before. But yeah, a little memory. This used to be the First Citizens Bank, and my aunt, she used to be a banker. And her and my uncle Sam used to used to live around the corner, and still do, but they lived in an apartment before. And now they have a house not far from where the apartment they used to live was. But I think she used to bank with First Citizens, or somebody did in my family, my grandma or somebody, because we used to stop by right here. But it wasn't the Bank of America, which is my bank now. And the Greyhound wasn't there. I don't remember what was there, but there's a flea market right behind it. You can't see it because it's dark. And they sell different stuff. It's like a swap meet or stuff, and then they have like other stores there too. There's a convenience store there. There's a creek back there. Catholic Charities, I used to volunteer. It's back there. My first high school ain't far. I went to 3, but my first high school is on Clarendon. The name of the street is Clarendon Street or something like that. And it's funny because 2 states prior to this, Raleigh, North Carolina, on the same channel, I think it's 2 states ahead, is Clarendon, Vermont. City I visited not long ago. So y'all want to walk to the bookstore? No, it's an adult bookstore. But some of you might know that I have done selfie porn, so it's not exactly out of my field, even though I don't record porn and release it on that channel anymore. It's still there available. So I guess it ain't that far from my own field of being, if I may. Yeah, I think it's called Judy Z. Zelnock. I think it's a shelter. And there's a public storage facility that's been there forever. Yeah, this is like a little boring spot, but Raleigh, there's a lot of stuff going on in Raleigh, a lot of shops and residential neighborhoods, as well as shopping commercial neighborhoods, and mixed neighborhoods as well, and then downtown, schools and stuff. But and government, since it's the capital, it's a lot of state-based government agency, I guess, downtown. When I say I guess that's relative to the word a lot, but more than the existence of the actual state entities, such as the state of North Carolina, the governor is here, the state of North Carolina governor's mansion is here, and I do have a video showing that, a little bit of that, or at least I walked past it, and a video where I show my marriage certificate because I was next door at the Museum of History. So I was trying to be lazy. I was gonna go back to the station, and I'm gonna wait to have a cigarette. But hopefully you can hear me. If not, definitely turn this particular phone is a little bit different than the prior camera, my first YouTube videos, and maybe the second YouTube set of videos, because I did have another type of camera apart from a phone as well. But turn the volume up, put on headphones if you're around other people, and so that you can hear everything I'm saying instead of I'm not hearing everything I'm saying. So yeah, here's a storage space facility. I don't know if it was the same company, but it's always been a storage space facility that I can remember. I think they changed the name of the company, different storage company. But yeah, this is right now. It's like this little block that I'm showing you and walking with you on. It's like a little bit of a boring block. You would think that we're in like a country ass town, excuse my language, like this some town with like 16,000 people, because there's not much here. But we're not in New York. Raleigh has a square mile, nearly 150 square miles, and over 400, nearly 500,000 people, or certainly at least 430,000. Remember when I was in elementary school, the population was 330. I remember when I first learned what population was and how many lived in the particular city I lived in. It was 330. Now here it is 36, well not 36, because if I was in elementary I was at least 5, so at least 31 years later, and there's at least 100,000 more people. There's 430, a population of 430,000 people at least. And so it's funny because I was riding through Hartford, a city that my grandmother lived in for a decade, because I call my mom, Hartford, Connecticut. She was a nurse there, and the square mileage there is like 20 square miles, the size of the city, but there's only 100,000 people. But if you think about it relatively, the size of the land size to the population size is that it would seem a little bit more, not cramped, but for lack of a better word, yeah, cramped in that city, considering the size of the city to amount of people versus the size of the land here to the population. Similar to an equation you can look at for New York to LA. Everybody says New York is the biggest city in the United States, and it is as far as city-wise, but when you consider that LA is a county and city, and that the county is composed of little cities such as like Hollywood and Bel Air, and just so like 100 of them that are so tightly knit that it's like the county is a city, then you would consider that LA is actually the biggest city in the United States with 10 million people versus New York's which is the actual city's nearly 9 million. But again, the big difference is the land size. The land size of LA County is so much larger than this tiny land size of New York, so they're able to have houses and so much more land there in the actual city. So we're crossing the bridge. and there's a warehouse. Capitol Boulevard further up gets into, like, you know, a lot of businesses like Guitar Center, Sam Ash, a whole bunch of restaurants and some industrial companies, car lots and car rental places, and there's a mall all the way up Capitol, Capitol Town Tree Center. There it is, the bookstore. There's actually one in Durham, or on the way to Durham. There's another one on another further up Capitol. No, on Glenwood. Another prior to Durham on Glenwood Avenue. There used to be one right next door to the club CC's that I show a video of. A couple of gay clubs, Legends Gay Club. The gay clubs are downtown, but they closed. It used to be called Our Place, and there was a big ass snake that used to be in there, but yeah, that's closed. So we're in the condition that we're in now with the Brill and Corona, but we're still here. God is still good. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up now and say that here it is. This is good.